I'm going to be speaking about where education is now in terms of knowledge transfer and some future directions that we can already see in some different education systems to what we find here in Quebec. This is the Cambridge UK system. I studied this at school, and when I started as a teacher, I taught this for the first 7 years. This is the music curriculum. It works with descriptors that tell you what the students should be doing, and it gives an overall descriptor for an idea of where their performance lies. However, when we go down into the nitty-gritty, it gets very prescriptive. So we can see that the student either does it or doesn't do it. They have the standard or they don't have the standard. If I look at another British system, which is one that I taught in China, it's a very simple idea. We have curriculum learning objectives, we have levels that they're studied at and where they're addressed, and the students can either do it or not do it. If I have a look at the Quebec system, which I haven't taught, I've volunteered in 2 schools here, but I don't know the system. I see that they do the same. It's yes, they do it or they don't do it. But we have a bit of a differentiation, and we have an examination of formative versus summative. So the student's going to construct the knowledge with teacher's guidance. They'll apply the knowledge by the end of the school year, or are they going to reinvest the knowledge? And this one gets closest to knowledge transfer. If I consider the education system of the International Baccalaureate, which is the latest system that I taught in the last 2 countries, we can see a different way of thinking about education and putting all of the information in silos and the objectives and creating a field of processes and strategies and ideas that can be used across the subjects. So here's something that I grabbed off the internet: 9 problem-solving strategies. Look for important words, look for a pattern, work backwards. Can you make a model? Can we try an easier problem that's more towards your zone of proximal development and then move yourself up? Or inquiry-based learning, which asks the student to find their own questions, investigate the topic, create thoughts and ideas, and work, discuss the work and reflect on the work standards and the learning before they go into the next level of the cycle. This is the International Baccalaureate Middle Years Program Design Cycle. I use this now for all of my projects. I like the plan. It asks you to investigate, to plan, to create, and to evaluate, and it gives you steps within each of these cycles. So I think that as a little summary, we can see what we were discussing about a knowledge transfer, about knowledge going from inert knowledge and being in silos, and has the student achieved this knowledge, yes or no, to becoming more of a giving the student responsibility and the techniques and processes and then encouraging them to go and find their own thing that they would like to learn about, and the teacher supporting and managing the information along the way. This gets closer to what we were discussing about knowledge transfer and work, and how the current education system needs to move away from the siloed approach, the somewhat industrial revolution educational approach, and needs to create people who can think for themselves and create projects that they can manage and get their own teams around them, etc., etc. I think that systems like this will encourage better learners and therefore better citizens, especially if we're considering the world now and the world that it's going to. We need different thinking strategies in order to solve the problems that are coming our way.